Hello, beautiful, amazing, fantastic world, and you, beautiful, amazing, individual you. Today, I would like to speak about living, feeling, dead thoughts, unconscious will, more or less. From everyday, day-to-day life, when you come back into the body after sleep, after you had a good night rest, and when you come back to yourself slowly but surely, just you come into your conscious thinking, right? We are very much aware of our own thinking and, well, the mirror imaging of the outer world. But in most cases, it is kind of dead. It literally is just a shadow reflection of the outer world. The more we get and go down into our body, feeling the sensations of our sympathetic nervous system, just to use materialistic concepts here for a moment. When we are down here, first and foremost, sensing everything outwards, is when you are starting to have a living relation to the surroundings and the world around you. When you meet other human beings, you meet them with a heart. When you see animals, you meet them with a heart. When you see plants and minerals, you meet them with a heart, and you try to live into them with your feelings, with your emotions. Of course, consciously and as stably as possible. Emotions can be very, very, very intense, and, well, the more intense they are, the more we should sit with ourselves and within those emotions. Emotions have a tendency to make us want to get away from ourselves. But the thing is, don't be fooled by that. It's Lucifer that wants to drag you out of the body. When you are your emotions, it is important to feel them. It's important to have them as a guiding system, as a morality compass, more or less. That is because you feel pain and you feel joy based on actions and so on. You reflect it back to yourself. The more you become acquainted with your own emotions, how they work, and also enliven your thoughts with your emotions, kind of thinking with your whole being, you are starting to have a living relationship with everything around you. It is literally a living relationship, weaves and flows and comes and goes within our own aura, within being, within the ever-flowing, fleeting, eternal substance that is in so much variation and so much different degrees of fire, air, water, and earth. Everything came from fire, and everything is still fire. It is just condensed down a little. That is the thing. And to be able to truly live into that, everything has its variation of stages of development, and, well, we human beings are a living, feeling, conscious, breathing, moving, thinking, willful beings consciously every day, every day grabbing a hold onto development, wanting and longing to master oneself, truly come into the understanding of the cosmos. And of course you cannot have a full understanding, but as far as we can go in this lifetime. We wouldn't know unless we pushed ourselves. Well, we pushed ourselves beyond what we believe to be the limits. And now I'm not talking about doing insane practices that is damning for the soul in the first place. Now we are talking about with a certain prudence, with carefulness, and with justice, judgment, courage, prudence, faith, love, and hope. Having all these seven, more or less reminding yourself constantly that There are certain things we just do not do unless we want to mess up something, you know? It is all about that feeling of responsibility and a feeling that every single thoughts, feelings and will, impulses and actions brings about certain results, right? So do we wish to have healing results and uplifting, understanding, compassionate and connecting through the emotions? We kind of blend into each other with emotions and try to feel and understand each other, but not only through emotions alone. When you have become conscious of your emotions and can sit within the hurricanes and turmoils and changes and ebbs and flows of your own inner emotions, your thought contents will start to follow. Because as we say, your brain is not your leader. It has no idea of where it's going because it's cold and dead. Remember this. Your emotions are living, warm. You feel joy, you feel fears, you feel pains, you feel sorrows and struggles, but maneuvering within all of this without become broken completely down, without wanting to go away from yourself. It is easier said than done, obviously, because it requires courage. Courage, courage, courage. And courage is not the absence of fear. It is the strength to go on. It is the strength to overcome that, even when you feel the most intense of. Right? And that is why we meditate, collect ourselves, find out who we are first conceptually and symbolically, and then we can start to tap into the reality of the living feeling of it. Instead of speculating, instead of going in blindness of what the hell we are, when we truly are something spiritual in combination with something physical. We are both cosmic and earthly, and that the whole cosmic plays within the earthly, but that we do not lose ourselves away from the earthly, but wish to work upon it. Because as we said, this earthly comes from heat, and we are the beings that have chosen to be brave enough to go so deep as we have gone, and to try to spiritualize this. So when we have a living feeling, let's say you go out in nature, instead of seeing trees as dead thought contents and grass and just a rock there and passing it by, you wish to go into it with your emotions. You wish to consciously wish to understand its, well, texture and life and the build-up and the feeling of the tree and the love for life. That is how you bring aliveness and conscious stimulation into every pore of your being. That is also you keep creativity sharp and so on, but not detached creativity like in abstractions. Truly tapping into what is here, what is life, instead of saying this and that is because of this and that is an abstract theory and we put it aside and there is nothing more there. It is about living and finding out for oneself, instead of taking everyone else's word for it. Go and have a check, we live in the same world, right? And then we can start to see what comes out and what flows and ebbs and so on. It literally is about being more or less a scientist and an explorer, anew, finding the world anew, instead of taking the old words, the ancient words that has died and dried out, and bring life again to it. I'm pretty sure you understand what I mean here. It is a living, moving, everything flows constantly. There is not a single stop, ever. Unless we are in a pralaya, cosmic sleep. Then we are, still dreams are, still the cosmic dreams, but I digress. We are always in movement. The more we believe ourselves to be a static being, the more we actually become so. The more we dry up our inner forces of life, inner forces of perception and understanding, compassion, warmth. And warmth comes from the heart, remember. Warmth is from the heart. Thoughts will always and forever be cold if you have it detached from the heart. Connect your thoughts to the heart, and you bring up living, renewing forces to your brain, up to your pineal gland, so it becomes living thoughts again. But it requires practice and dedication and a faith that this is the case, You will come to understand the same when you are brave within these things. But you also can see that there's so much variation and so much uniqueness and qualities of the divine that it is amazing to explore. For good and for pain, But it is about extracting and learning the wisdom and knowledge that comes out of any of these things, from the pain of the past, for the hopes of the future, for the living stability and love for today, and also the ever unfolding human being and individual as you are. You beautiful ego, astral, etheric, and physical being. And they are blending into each other like the blood, nervous system and glandular system is within your physical within your physical boundaries, right? Connecting these living realities into what is conceptual in a sense, making it literally is like having a dead picture and then you blow spirit into it so it can become formable. Take this as an example. Imagine a rectangle, 3 sides. You can choose an obtuse or like-sided, but a rectangle is a rectangle. For you to be able to have the archetypical rectangle, you need to have your thoughts movable. Let's see you have the rectangle like this, but your thoughts can move it to different angles by living actions and forces, you see? So it can be all three of these rectangles at the same time, based on having the thoughts mobile. You can use your thoughts in mobility. And that is what I mean by that. And I think I will leave you with this today. So, bring life. Bring enjoyment. Bring entertainment. Bring love into your life. It will become much, much more stable. And it will be much easier over time the more we immerse ourselves in these things. But as I said, it requires individual willpower and strength, dedication to the cause, courage. That is but it is about holding to the moral, the loving. When you are here in the heart, it is kind of impossible to not have it unless you want to feel a constant pain. Because morality, the feeling, the beauty and ugliness, the pain and the joy of moral actions comes from the heart if you allow yourself to become conscious of it. But it is about purifying oneself so that one is brave enough to hold to the moral, to hold to the good, to hold to the true, and to know that you can develop beyond what you as a physical human being believe to be static. Because it is not, you know that. From year 0, 1, 2, 3 years old, you're that small. And what are you now? Right? And it doesn't stop there. It's not like you are not ever static. Ever! And that is the bringing to life everything around you. But of course we need to have structures and have a certain sense of responsibility with it. We cannot just be abstract and frivolous with it. We cannot just use it as to get away. And it is for the earth, for everyone, and to connect to the earth and to everything around us as best as we can, as best as individuals can, through their karma, through what they are supposed to do, what you are supposed to do, what I am supposed to do. It is variable between individuals, you see. One-sidedness is the true enemy of true insight. Seriously, it is about being flexible, mobile, and active within your thinking. And that is what I will leave you with today. May Father, Holy Spirit, Christ, Micah, the ancient hierarchy, ancient masters of all, the divine hierarchy, ancient masters of all, bless, protect, guide, and love you on your amazing, beautiful path to awakening, to connection, to spiritual science, through aliveness, and also overcoming whatever must be overcome from individual to individual, because we all have different things to be concerned about. But we can still support each other, support each other in love. So, love you all. Thank you so much. Goodbye.